First and foremost, we want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem HaKadosh. Double honors to the Apostle Great Millstone, who are well. Peace and salutations to the elders and Akim, pushing his truth and truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the face of the earth, and to the elect. We say grace be unto you. I'm the brother Kahan from the GMS Dallas camp. Just coming to you today with a quick little lesson here. Just going on into this article here, basically going into this administration deploying 4,500 Marines to take Iran's main oil island, but the IRGC warned they have quote unquote naval surprises ready for their arrival. You see, and as we get through the thick of things, the plot is thickening. You see, where now literally boots have to be sent to the ground in order to, uh, basically trying to take over the Iranian regime. You see, but again, everything is according to the will of the Most High. So continuing on in this article, it says what the U.S. is deploying 4,500 Marines and sailors to the Middle East. President Trump also issued a threat on Truth Social saying the U.S. would quote unquote hit and obliterate quote Iran's power plants if the Strait of Hormuz isn't quote fully open without threats. And we're seeing, how this devil is working, man. You see, this is the true spirit and true nature of the so-called white man. You see, because now what's going on in Iran? You're seeing that the Iranian regime, the Iranian government is putting a halt on any type of allies, for with Israel or the United States, not permitting their any boats, any ships to pass through. Only the allies of Iran, which is China, Russia, they're allowing only their ships to pass through. So you're seeing now that this administration has to basically bring more force. You see, but anyway, this has all been prophesied. This has been prophesied before. You see, let me get a quick scripture. This is Isaiah chapter 3, verse 25, I believe. So lucky. And this is going to be a quick little lesson. It's not going to be too long. This is Isaiah, right? Isaiah chapter 3, verse 25. It says, Isaiah chapter 3, verse 25 says, what thy men shall fall by the sword and thy mighty in the war. And you just saw in the article where it says what? The Iranian regime has a surprise waiting for them. You see, so all these troops that are going to be deployed, they're going into the lion's den ultimately. You see, and that scripture is saying, this is actually being prophesied. There's going to be a lot of turmoil, in that region. You see, and the Iranian regime, they understand the topography. They understand that, the geography, better than, America. You see? So going back to that article real quick. Shalaki. It says, continuing on, it says, according to the Washington Post, the deployment includes an infantry battalion landing team supported by helicopters, F-35 fighter jets, and armored landing vehicles. The Pentagon fast-tracked the 11th Marine Expeditionary Unit from San Diego. It says an Israeli official speaking anonymously said, quote, those Marines aren't coming for decoration. It says suggestion the forces are headed to take Karg Island, Iran's main oil export hub, and secure the Strait of Hormuz, right? And we all know that, this is not going to be a easy operation. That's just, it goes to the greed of this devil, man. This devil wants to control all the resources. See? It says taking Karg Island could cut off Tehran's oil revenue and give Trump a potential way out of the conflict by keeping the strait open. See, it says earlier hopes of overthrowing Iran's regime are permanently stopping its nuclear program now seem less likely. You see, and that was the whole reason why, the small hats and America was banging their chests and saying that we need to basically stop Iran because what they have the potential of using or creating nuclear weapons, man. But it's letting you see that these are all just lies, man, so that these elites can go into certain regions that have oil and take it over, man. See, but anyway, let me get another scripture real quick. This just highlighting that this is prophecy. This is going to be Second Ezra chapter 16, right? Second Ezra 16, verse 13, right? It says, so like Second Ezra chapter 16, verse 3. So like it said, a sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? You see, and that's again that sword is coming from Yahweh Shem Yahshai. But again, Esau has been given the blessing of the sword, so he's going to use his military, his his army, his navy. But again, these are going to be turned against him. You see, it said a sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? You see, jumping down to verse 22, right? And this is not going to be a long lesson. It says, for many of them that dwell upon earth, and the other that escape the hunger, shall the sword destroy. You see? And you're seeing right now Esau is using his sword, man. He's using his blessing, which is that military, the AI, all this stuff that he's trying to galvanize and use so that he can go into Iran to take over the Strait of Hormuz. You see? Anyway, let me go back to the article real quick. And again, this is going to be really short. Right? It says securing the Strait of Hormuz will be a long and dangerous mission for U.S. forces. You see? It's not going to be easy, man, to go into another country's territory and literally take over their the resources, man. They're gonna fight, man, to the bitter end. You see, it says Iran launched 2 ballistic missiles at southern Israeli towns, including Dimona, near a nuclear research facility, injuring about 115 people. Iranian state television called it retaliation for a reported attack on Iran's Natanz nuclear site. An Iranian military spokesman also threatened to hit U.S.-linked energy targets, such as IT infrastructure and water, the desalination facilities in the Persian Gulf, if Iran's oil and gas assets are attacked. So you're seeing this is going to be an ongoing operation, man. It's going to be an ongoing battle, man. You see. So this is not going to be easy for these military personnel going into Iran and trying to literally take over this region, man. It says some U.S. senators have raised concerns. Senator Lisa Murkowski warned that sending ground troops will take the war to a different level and call for more engagement from the administration. This administration not trying to engage in any type of peace talks or trying to quell this situation, man. They're trying to basically take over, man. You see, and again, all this is according to prophecy. All the military moving into the region. This is all prophecy, man. This is Second Esdras chapter 15, verse 5 and 6, real quick. Second Esdras chapter 15, verse 5 says, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring word, famine, death, and destruction. You see, and again, we are in the first and second phases of World War III, man. Because Matthew 24 chapter goes into what wars and rumors of war. You see, we're just in the beginning stages of it. And the article says what if we start sending if we send these military boots on the ground, what it's going to do? It's going to escalate. It's going to move it to another level, man. You see. Verse 6 says what? It says, "For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled." You see, and that's all Esau operates on, man. That's the type of spirit that he operates. Deception, you know. And ultimately, he uses the deception and confusion and propaganda in order to, make a way for him to go into other countries, right? That's what he did with Venezuela, you know, saying that that president down there was a drug dealer, and all the while it was just to have access to the oil, man. He's doing the same thing here. You see, jumping down to verse 15, it says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." And of course, this is talking about, here in Babylon the Great, just to give a little context. But again, this can also be applied in war in general, man. You see, because again, this is all it's doing is this is a catalyst. It's just speeding the reaction of these Arab nations to turn against the small hats and the U.S., man. You see, so that sword, man, that Esau has been using around the world to bully people. Now it's now you're seeing Iran using their sword. You see. So anyway, let me hit a little bit of the article, and then I'll close it out. Right. Let's see. It says Senator Lindsey Graham, however, encouraged the president to, quote, keep it up for a few more weeks, adding, quote, taking Karg Island, control that island, let this regime die on a vine, end quote. Trump has also been pushing allies to reopen the Strait of Hormuz with a backup plan that involves U.S. boots on Iranian soil. And again, a lot of these countries that are being allowed to pass through the Strait of Hormuz, they are basically, at least the Iranian regime is saying that they are allowing that in order for them to trade in the Chinese yuan. You see, and that's gonna really put a damper in the petrodollar, man. That's really the reason why you're seeing this aggression in this region, man, in the Middle East. You see, they're trying to prevent these countries from trading oil. Instead of using the dollar, they're using currencies outside of the dollar, man. That's why this administration is acting the way it's doing. See, it says securing the strait is no easy task. Iran has used conventional weapons and asymmetrical tactics to nearly halt shipping traffic. You see, U.S. strikes have targeted Iranian missile sites and small watercraft, but tanker traffic has not fully resumed. An operation to restore commercial traffic could take weeks, with U.S. forces facing coastal positions, submerged mines, and drones. You see, so this is not going to be a easy task for for this administration, man. You see, but again, this is all according to the will of the Most High, man. We're just sitting back watching and just watching prophecy unfold, right? It says the Gulf states are growing impatient. United Arab Emirates political science professor Abdullah called the Strait an international waterway that Iran has, quote, hijacked, urging the world to take it back. Saudi Foreign Minister Prince Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud warned that Saudi Arabia's, quote, patience is not unlimited and ordered Iranian military attaches to leave the country. So you're seeing this is just this is just a powder keg, man. This is this is getting, everyone involved, man. You see? But anyway, I'm gonna close that out. Hopefully hopefully this lesson was edifying, and I'm gonna give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushua, Ba'Shem Kakadash. Double honors to the Apostle Great Millstone, who will. Peace and salutations to the elders and Akim pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the face of the earth, and to the elect to receiving this truth. We say grace be unto you. Stay focused, and we almost out of here, man. A ball. Shalom.